Hello, mega exercisers. This is the Muscle Lady here to remind you to exercise your muscle.
#ExerciseYourMuscle.
Woo-woo! We are in week 5 of the series that we are calling Power. It's been a phenomenal journey. Wow, mega exercises. The feedback that is coming back, please keep on keeping on. I love hearing about your stories. I love hearing about your journeys as you are gaining power with the talent muscle that you were born with, right? As you're exercising your muscle, please let us know what's happening in your world so that also we could share some of these stories and other mega exercises could benefit from it. So week 5, and we are talking about this magical formula of power equals to energy over time. So the amount of time you put into a specific energy results in the amount of power you have with that energy. So with our talent muscle, the amount of time we put into exercising our talent muscle will result in the amount of power or influence we have in our talent muscle. So if we put in more time into exercising our muscle, automatically the power levels go high. You've got more influence. You're an expert in your field. People can trust you with orders. People can trust you with jobs, right? But if you don't invest enough time, or you don't invest time at all into your talent muscle, the power levels go down. Today we continue to look at this formula and understand its relevance in our lives. As I promised in previous videos, if you skipped this lesson in high school, don't worry. If science was not your cup of tea, don't stress. By the end of this series, not only are you going to understand this formula, but you are going to love it because you will be applying it to your everyday life as you are exercising your muscles. So let's look at our power equation again, our powerful power equation. Power equals to energy over time. I want to look at power, right? What is power? And today we'll be looking at the 3 different types of power. There's different types of power, guys. The first type of power we are going to look at is apparent power. So this is the total amount of power available in either in a circuit or to light up your computer, to light up a light bulb. It's the total available power. We are all born with a gift, a talent, a muscle. Every one of us is brought on earth with a solution. When God created each and every one of you, He gave you a solution, either to solve somebody's problem, simplify somebody's life, or to make it a more beautiful place, just to color their life. The talent that you have, it's got apparent power. You've got apparent power, right? It is apparent when you cook, there's something, man. It's apparent when you touch the ball on that soccer field, something is different. It's apparent when you speak. It's different. It is apparent that when you do whatever your talent muscle is, that you've got some sort of power with it. You've got some sort of gift. It's a talent. It's a muscle. There's something different about it when you do it. It's apparent. We are all born with apparent power. The second type of power is called reactive power or imaginary power. So this is when power is absorbed and then returned back into the circuit. It's not consumed, it's not used, so useless power basically. South Africans, we would understand a bit about this because this is when load shedding happens. There's power, but it's useless. It's cut, darkness, So reactive power, it's power that's not consumed. When we look at our talent muscle, this is where you've got the ideas. So you've got a talent muscle. You've got this potential power, this this gift that you're given, and how it could solve problems, how it could change lives. You plan it in your mind, you've got ideas, but you actually do nothing about it. You absorb the ideas, then you return them back. You don't work on it. Powerless power. You've got the power, you've got the talent muscle, but you do nothing about it. Load shedding for the people in your world, because they can't consume this power that you have. Reactive power, imaginary power. So every dream you have, every plan you have about your talent muscle is just imaginary. It's just in your imagination. Nobody can consume this talent muscle. You've thought of, so you know you've got the baking talent muscle, right? But you've never baked the cake. Nobody can consume it in your mind. You know you've got the gift of encouraging people to find their talent muscle and exercise it. But if you've never spoken to anybody, if you've never worked on this talent muscle, imaginary power. Nobody can consume imaginary power. So it is useless power. The third type of power we're going to look at is called active power. So this is the actual power that's being used up in the circuit, right? So the actual outcome of power that's been used up, or that's been consumed, that's used up in the circuit. Other words or other synonyms for active power is real power, usable power, consumed power, powerful power. So when we look at our talent muscle, this is the actual power. That can be used or consumed, right? So as you're exercising your muscle, you know you've got this baking talent muscle. What are people consuming about your talent muscle? How useful is your talent muscle to other people? Yes, you've got the accounting degree, but is anybody actually using your talent muscle? This is the actual power. This is how actual power is measured. How is it being used? How is it being consumed? Yes, you've got the talent muscle to encourage people, but are you actually using, or are people benefiting, using it, consuming it, right? You know you've got that talent muscle to manage events. You know how to plan, how to manage, how to just make things happen. But are people consuming, are people using your talent muscle and benefiting from it? Real power is actual power that is being consumed. So you only have active or real power when people are able to consume, when they are able to use your talent muscle for their benefit, for their enhancement, for their decoration. Is your talent muscle used? Is it consumed? Then only you've got real power. An interesting fact about real power is that it is developed in resistance. So as the current is flowing, to try and get this light bulb on, it goes through some resistance. And the power that passes through this resistance is when you see the light bulb go on. So true power, actual power that's being used and consumed, is developed in resistance. This is quite interesting because this is so similar to our talent muscle, right? The amount of power, active power that people can use has gone through some resistance, right? As you have been exercising your muscle, you've gone through some resistance. This is how experts are created, right? In the next video, we'll be actually talking a bit more about these resistance that we face as the current flows, so that the real power can come out. But for today, just keep in mind that active power is developed in resistance. We are all born with apparent power. When God created each and every one of us, He put in us a solution. He put in us a muscle, a talent muscle, that is to solve people's problems, that is to enhance people's lives, that is to make their world a more beautiful, brighter place, right? We all have apparent power, available power. This talent muscle is available. You're born with it, and it's there to enhance your life, to enhance people in your world's life. It is our responsibility to convert this apparent power to usable energy. When you don't exercise your muscle, this power becomes reactive power, imaginary power. You are causing load shedding to the people's lives in your world because you've got power that they can't use. We all know how uncomfortable load shedding is. Very uncomfortable and very frustrating. The robots don't work. Some companies cannot work. When you don't exercise your muscle, the ripple effect is causing darkness and discomfort. You're blocking some people from excelling. When you don't exercise your muscle, you're causing load shedding. When you exercise your muscle, you convert this available power into active, real power that everybody in your world can consume and use, either to get their problem solved. You bake a cake, therefore their parties are more solved. Their parties are more lively. You can manage events. Your accounting skill can help people. Your gift, when you exercise it, becomes real power, usable power, active power. And this is the power that can be consumed, that can be used by people in your world. We are all born with power, but it's useless. It's unusable if it's just imaginary. If you're waiting for your big break, one day when I'm big, one day when I'm discovered, one day when I've got money, one day, but you're doing nothing to make your talent muscle visible, you're stuck with imaginary power. Nobody can benefit. Nobody can consume your talent muscle. Power has no value unless it can be used, right? Think about when we've got load shedding. It's useless that your meter box, you just filled it up yesterday. Power has no value unless it can be used. The same with your talent muscle. Your talent muscle has no value unless it can be used or consumed by people, by either you and people in your world. We have to convert this available power that God brought us here on earth with into active power. Power that people can actually use. This is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle.
#ExerciseYourMuscle.
Thank you for watching this video. I truly value you. If you found any value, please share the link with your friends and family. Don't forget to please keep the comments coming. Let us know how you are discovering this power, how you are exercising your muscle, and the obstacles you've met along. Let's just keep the conversation going, because this could help somebody else as they are journeying on this Exercise Your Muscle journey. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you will be notified whenever a new video comes out. Click here for the previous videos in this series of power, and click here for the previous series on the caterpillar. Until next time, this is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle.